forget it. My OBS is broken. Hi everyone. What a morning. What a morning. Hi. My OBS is broken. My countdown is broken. Internet was broken. I was scrambling, running around, restarting routers, restarting switches. Didn't know what the problem was, but we're up now. And yeah, my OBS is decided to poop itself. It's going to be one of those streams, I think. So hi! And I'm feeling very sunburnt, very suntanned from this light right now. It's terrible. Oh, hello, Mark. Bye then. See ya. Hey, Crazy Roops is here. Hello. How you doing, mate? Reed is here. Hello. Okay. Wow, lots of chat already this morning. Cool. Oh, so I've had the heater pumping as well. I got in late to the office because I was scrambling trying to get everything working, so I didn't get the heater on in time. It's quite cold in here. I might turn it up, but it's quite loud. Anyway. Hey Julian, you're suntanned from the sun. Yeah, I got fake solarium, and it's not even warm. I can't even warm my hands on it. It's totally fake. Totally. First stream watching with my... You got a new MacBook Air M1. Ooh, very nice. I'm waiting for the next. I'm waiting for the 16-inch to replace my old MacBook Pro. That is, I mean, the keyboard doesn't even work on it anymore. One of those bad keyboards. So I use an external keyboard like this on my MacBook Pro, which is really frustrating. Yeah, I'm waiting for the release of the 16. Oh, my chair is stuck on the ground. Yeah, the Apple Silicon stuff is amazingly fast, amazingly good. Very impressive. Okay, I'm going to say hi to everyone in the chat. So, Michael, good morning. Ray, Fred Flintstone, hello. What was all that chatter about? Okay, I don't know. Lots of chatting. Dishipu, hi. Christos, hello. JTEX, Charco, Cable Tie, hello Peter. Joe is here. Dave, Peter, another Peter. Peters, lots of Peters. Peter Piper picked a... Oh, forget it. Embedded Hobbyist, hello. Joe. I already said hi to Joe. Wow, I'm doing a really bad job of this today. Photochromax, hi. There's literally a lot I'm scrolling through. Good morning, Graham. Scrolling. Tabletronics, hello. Bruce, hi. And Mark. Again, hello. Dave Hines, hello. Jerker. Brayton, Andy Mouse is here. And Reed, I said hi to, but hello again. X Micron, hi. Andy Day. Julian. Is it summer over there right now? You guys getting out of lockdown? Is everything getting back to normal? Hello, Christopher White. And do I spy something on your printer? On my 3D printer? Yeah, they're just more Reflow Master cases. And I'm going to print today orange and black as well because I'm out of those. Hey, Stephen. You made it for once. Not for once. Ezzy. Hello. Did you have no internet last week? Yeah, I've missed you. Okay, I'm still scrolling. Oh, it's jumped. Okay, get everyone? No, Ian. Hello, Ian. Good morning. Pratik, hello. Okay, I think I've got everyone. I hope I got everyone. Wooden 1000, hi. Okay, I feel better now. Get that out of the way. Oh, Mark got vaccine coming on the 8th of the 7th. That's cool. Apparently we're chucking away vaccines here now because people didn't turn up to their appointments. How frustrating is that? Stupid people. Anyway. Find out tomorrow if we're getting out of lockdown, but I don't think we're going to, unfortunately, because there's been another there's a whole apartment building that's in quarantine for 14 days because 2 people in the apartment building tested positive. Wow. You got 2 already, Julian. I'm still waiting for my second one. I've got, I think in August. There's a 12-week gap for my one. I got the AstraZeneca. We've got his second one yesterday. Wow. Good on everyone who's getting vaccinated. And for those of you that are not, go get vaccinated. Just get it done. Let's get this world back to whatever the new normal is. Yeah. Let's get rid of COVID so we can focus on no silicon. I think in our province we're all getting good adoption by younger people. Oh, the younger people here are no problem. It's the older people here that won't. The elderly, most of them are too scared because they panicking because of all the everything they heard about it. And then, yeah. Anyway, let's not get into it. Emma is sleeping. Oh, Peter has got free travel in Europe. So if you get your... Interesting. Okay. See, how does that work, though? Because you're vaccinated, you're not... It just means that you're... Like, you can still carry it. So how can you travel through Europe if you're carrying it and you don't know? The vaccine just means that you can't die from it. Or you shouldn't be able to die from it. All the silicon is in the vaccine, isn't it? Yeah, it's all the 5G nanobots that have taken all the silicon that's in the... oh my god. And all those people that are sticking things to the bodies... Oh, where they've been vaccinated. My god. Like, can I show you something? Look, here's one of my little IPS displays. I got vaccinated in my arm, but look, I can now stick things to my head. I mean, what are these people thinking? How dumb are they? Sorry. Okay, I gotta stop. I'm gonna offend some people, and I don't want to offend anyone, so I'm gonna stop. All European Union countries agreed there is no ban on travels and no quarantine on entering countries as long as the numbers are low. Okay, that's really cool. I hope that the numbers stay low, though, right? We are the Borg. Okay. Sorry. So, are you 8 of 9? I'm 1 of 0. I'm not even 1 of 1. I'm 1 of 0. Yeah, J-Taxes, 5G works perfectly now. Yeah, my 4G doesn't work anymore since I got my... I don't have 5G. I got an old phone. Still no plan on updating my phone. Yeah, look at the G7. Everyone's just shaking hands and hugging, and no one's wearing masks. And anyway, whatever. Hey, Anthony. 5G is pipped directly into my brain. No need for a phone. Yeah, but it's the constant messages pinging you in your head all the time that you can't turn off. You gotta say, hey Siri, brain Siri. Yeah, okay. Anyway. Sorry. I'm in a silly mood this morning. Boy, am I in a silly mood this morning. They bump elbows, then hug. Really? I've not seen that. There's not 5G, that's ADHD. Right, okay. Yes, but doesn't the... Okay. So, if 2 people got ADHD and been vaccinated, does that mean that they can message each other? Sorry. 5G comes after 5S. That's really funny. MasterChef, I don't watch MasterChef anymore. Yeah, okay. The problem with stupid people is they're too stupid to know that they're stupid. That's true, but I'll gladly tell them. I'll gladly do it. I'll do the hard truths, no problem. Johnny is almost never not here. Yeah, where's Johnny? That's crazy. Johnny might be sleeping for the first time in like ever. Can't wait for this 2 meter social distance to end. Oh, there's 2 meter social distance to end, so we can go back to the usual 5 meter social distancing. Finnish proverb. That's really funny. It's true. Like, people have always been awkward around strangers, like anyway, right? Like, you know, you're walking down the street and people kind of separate when they walk around. Like, that was never, and okay, whatever. ECAD on Fusion or Kai, not Fusion, don't do Fusion. Sorry, you can do whatever you want. Hey Abdullah, I don't know. Fusion for me is just way too slow and clunky. Like, it really is. It's frustrating. And my Siri popped up a message then when I said something. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Johnny was watching someone build a 3D printer with me yesterday. Okay. Does Johnny ever sleep? I don't think he ever sleeps. A crowded pub. Yeah, I remember them. Yeah. I don't think it's ever going to get back to that type of normality again. I don't know. I can't see it ever happening. I mean, we're on our, what, third strain? Or is it fourth strain now? And I know I can't call it... I don't know what I'm supposed to call it. I know I can't call it the Indian strain. I know that. But whatever. And, like... Yeah. No, Fusion 360 is fine. I don't do electronics work in it, is what I'm saying. Hey, James. Yeah, it's called Delta. Fourth. Whatever the number is, it's mutating. Yeah, I use Fusion for, like, CAD work, but I still find it a bit clunky for doing electronics work, like PCB design. Yeah. I'm still using Eagle, and I'm still slowly using KiCad. I still find I'm, like, 4 times faster in Eagle, and so I keep going back to Eagle just because I'm time poor when it comes to my designs, and I don't want to send boards off that I've made a mistake in KiCad because I haven't realised, because I'm not comfortable in it yet. But I really want to transition to KiCad though. I mean, there's not been an Eagle update for ever. I mean, what version are we on? 9.6.2, and I'm pretty sure that came out pre-COVID. So, yeah, I don't know. Hey, Rhoda. That's okay. There was almost no party, and I was even late to my own party. So, yeah, that's totally fine. Okay, so we're talking test jigs today. Now, it's not the first time I've spoken. I prefer Bounder CAD. Is that a real thing, or are you just dissing me in some way, Julian? Is that like Bounder CAD? Never heard of it. I'm leaning more towards Fusion for electronics right now. I'm an Eagle user and I have tried KiCad. Learning curve seems less in Fusion. Well, it is less, although I don't know. It's like you've seen me use it on the stream. It's just really, because it's online connected, it's really clunky. I'm building the test. Yeah, Mark got in there straight away. Thank you. Well done. I probably am. I almost went with the being able to test 2 boards at the same time situation, but I don't need to. So, look, I know I've covered this before, but I'm going to do it again. I don't even know if my camera is going to work this morning, because I didn't check anything before the stream, because guess what? Yeah, it was no internet, but let's try it now. Yes, we have camera, very not straight picture. Yeah, that's terrible. I think my camera is on an angle anyway, and I need to adjust my white balance. Sorry. There we go. White balance adjusted. Okay, the heater on my face is really annoying. Okay. Doesn't this reverb bother? Have you got reverb? Are you hearing reverb? Shouldn't be. Hey, Simple Electronics. I'm also using the paid version. Well, I'm using the paid version of Eagle, which gives me the paid version of Fusion. I did it the other way around. Yeah, the PCB size restriction in Eagle has only caught me once with my SAM real rack PCBs, and it's a stupid thing. You, sir, are a Bounder and a CAD. Okay, that's I feel like I'm being dissed by Julian in some slang that I don't know. But it says, how's Sam? Sam is plodding along. Sam needs some attention. Sam needs to be transplanted into the new Pi 400 because I need that pie that Sam's on for my microscope. Yeah, he is pining. Oh, you had double streams open, so you were getting an echo. Hey Shaq, how you doing? So, I am down to 4 test jigs. I've got one. I'm not going to get them all out. Well, I'll get them all out. Okay, I'm going to get them all out. And this is the problem I'm facing at the moment. And I started redesigning my test jigs a while ago. You will all remember. Have I cleaned up all? I've cleaned up a lot of the mods. Yes, not everyone, but a lot of the mods. Yes. For those that aren't aware, was it Quindor? Well, Brian told me, and I think Quindor told Brian, that Intermittent Tech, that none of us knew, but the mods had, if you're a mod, like on a stream, like on my stream, you actually had way more permissions than just in the stream to moderate. Like you could actually, yeah, you could, yeah, it was, yeah, anyway, I'm not even going to say what the, although some of you might already know, but anyway, so I cleaned up a lot of the mods. If you need to post a link or something, just let me know and I can put it back again. But yeah, YouTube don't actually publicly state what permissions a mod gets, but a mod on my channel, like on my, not just on my streams, but on my channel, can do harm to other people's stuff on my channel. So you know, a lot of us were thinking that's just really not on. So anyway, it's not a big deal. I hope no one really feels offended, other than Mark. I know Mark feels offended, but Mark seems to be always offended with me. Yeah, so the whole bunch of us just cleaned up our mods just for now, and I want to look into it more, but I just haven't had time. Yeah, anyway. There are no pure chat mods. No, it's the moderation, the permissions live outside chat and outside the stream, and they live on the whole channel. Yeah. Okay, let's get back to, I want to just cover this quickly and then get these off my desk. I'm down to 4 test jigs. I've got Tiny Pico, I've got Feather S2, I've got Tiny S2, and I've got my Nano. They're the 4 boards I'm making. So many boards, and they just keep failing. My actual multi-board boards are failing. And like I keep having to replace pogos in all of these and stuff, and the problem is I don't want to have to make, like, I used to have 2 Tiny Pico ones, and I used to have 2 Feather S2 ones, then 1 Nano, and then like it changes what I need to test all the time. And like last week I had 3 different sets of boards I needed to test, like, you know, 1,500 boards, and like I had to do one at a time on each test jig, which is fine. I didn't have multiple test jigs. I didn't want to make more of these because they're complicated. I mean, if you look at the structure of it, I mean, I've discussed in the past how high they are and whatever else, but there's so many pieces to make one test jig, and I can't just say, you know what, this is a Tiny S2 test jig right now, I want to make this a Tiny Pico test jig so I can do 2 lots of Tiny Picos at the same time, right? So I've got a Pi 6, yes, don't tell anyone. Shh. So I need to like cut custom acrylic. I need to make, you know, if it's an S2, I need to make a custom jig thing here. I need to make more adapters, and I need to switch SD cards. It's really frustrating. So as part of my redesign, I want to remove the need to have any type of custom pieces for the because like you can see all the different angles that the clamps are on, because it's got to go in the center. That's got to go in the center of the board. That's got to go in the center of the board. That's got to go on each end of the board. Can the Pi 6 already run Crisis? No, I think you need a Pi 5 for Crisis. Anyway, so my plan was, unfortunately, I can't show you the case because Sam's using it and Sam is in my rack at the moment. But my plan was to move them into an Argon 1, not an Argon 1, an Argon Neo case. Argon Neo. Just going to the web. So my plan was to move it to one of these cases, like I've got for Sam, where the top can come off, right? And the idea is to leave the top off. Can I zoom into that? I can. So to leave the top off, that's flipped around, right? The test jig would be on this end, and plug this just directly in, right? And still use adapter boards, but the adapters won't have stuff on top of them obscuring them. I can pull adapter out, plug it back in. And I was going to make one code base. Did you add the re-speaker hat with this case? Yeah, I'm using re-speak, but the re-speaker is just a USB connector. So it just plugs into USB. So that can go into anything. That'll go into the Pi 4. And I'm using a voice bonnet still, which is on the top of this for Sam, but that's only now for speaker output. So I'm going to remove that, and I'm just going to use audio out. So it's a nice case, and it gives you like camera access and everything. So the whole case is a heatsink as well, where I've got no heatsink on my current test jigs, and the heat comes up. Right, no, I got the USB version on purpose because I want my microphone to be away from where Sam is. Sam's in my rack. I want the microphone further away, so I can got an extension, USB extension, and it's like 5 meters away. Hey, tiny LED matrix. Actually bought myself a second one as well, secondary speaker USB, and some other cool kit from Seed, but I have to wait for it. So anyway, so my plan is to use these cases, right, and make it really easy to swap the adapters out and make one code base that I'll just have everything linked to a GitHub repo, like a private repo, and all jigs can do all boards, right? And so, I mean, this is the mess that this is sitting in right now, but the idea is I've added an extra user button on the board where I can because I do 2 different types of testing. Project Cool, how do I find the time? I don't find the time, which is why it's taken me 6 months, 7 months to try to get this board finished. That's the problem. So I do different types of testing. For instance, so like with my Tiny S2, I've got a full test, which happens when I make the boards, pull them apart, stick them in here, and test them, right? It does a complete test and flash and everything else. And then when I ultrasonically clean them, and I then go and I test them again, because every board gets tested twice, I run a lighter test. So like on the first test on this one, it'll flash the UF2 bootloader on it, and then it'll flash copy Circuit Python over, then the test suite, run all the tests, and then install the Hello World code, right? And then when I do the second test doesn't reflash the UF2 bootloader. It just puts it into UF2 mode and recopies Circuit Python back on again. So by doing that, I eliminate a third of the test jig sequence and save a third of the time. But the fact that it can copy Circuit Python back on and rerun the tests proves that the board is still perfectly fine, right? But it makes the second test much quicker. But I have to manually tell these to go into a different mode. Like I run a different script. I want to consolidate everything into one big script, so into one stub script, and use the user button on the side so when I plug an adapter in, it'll automatically detect what board the adapters for, right? We spoke about that a while ago. I'm probably going to use an I2C EEPROM, probably. And then once that's plugged in, it'll automatically switch and say, oh, you plugged in the Tiny S2 adapter, right? And then I'll have a menu that says, do you want to run a full test or a second test? And I can put it into whichever mode I want, right? And the idea would be really that I could hot swap. I could just pull an adapter out, plug a new adapter in, and it'll automatically switch mode to say, oh, you want to test a Tiny Pico now? No problem. And put me in Tiny Pico mode, right? That's the plan. And that way I could have still my 4 test jigs. But if I've only got Tiny Picos I need to test right now, I can just, as long as I've got enough adapters, I can just take all 4 jigs, put Tiny Pico adapter in each jig, and they'll automatically be Tiny Pico test jigs, and I can then test 4 boards at a time with 4. Does that make sense? Right? Or I could do 2 Tiny Pico and 2 Feather S2s. Now the Tiny Pico testing, I've actually sped up. I can do a full Tiny Pico test in now, it's about 32 seconds. But the ESP32S2 ones are much slower. A full test is still about 50 seconds, and a quicker test is still about 42 seconds. Put the script on the EEPROM and the adapter, future-proof it. No, because I change the script all the time. I'm constantly evolving. Even like 2 days ago, I was evolving my test code. That was the plan day one, Rob. You're absolutely right. Even for these, my first multi-board adapter. Oh, Julian just published something on Patreon. Hey everyone, if you're not backing Julian on Patreon, you should back Julian on Patreon. You get early access to all these videos and stuff. Do I do current consumption test? I don't, no. I mean, if the board is passed the test correctly, then it's operating correctly, and I don't really need to worry about current consumption. Hi, Jay. James is on my Discord, Michael. Yes. No worries, Julian. It's actually pretty cool. We should put a link in. I should put a link in a minute. Anyway, so Rob got distracted. That was the idea for this at the very start. That it's adapter based and it's multi-board. The problem with this design was I still had to stick all this stuff on the top, which means I still had to cut custom acrylic for each one, and then I had to unscrew stuff, like, you know what I mean? Okay, it's not an hour's work to swap a test jig over, but it's a good 15 minutes of pulling it apart, getting the new set, putting it on, making sure everything is straight, and then storing the other stuff and not losing it, right? How about you use the serial number from the Dallas one-wire temp sensor? Because I need it, it's got to be like everyone will have a, well, anyway, because I don't have any Dallas one-wire temp sensors. Yeah, and wear and tear on them as well. And look, there's a lot. These have been absolutely awesome. Like, seriously, this one test jig, no joke, this test jig right here has tested over 8,000 Tiny Picos. Just this jig alone. 8,000 boards, right? Hey Aaron, how you doing? Like, that is just insane. That this one Pi, right? I mean, I've had to replace pogo pins so many times. I've had to pull it. I've had to replace the OLED. I've had to pull the thing apart and clean up some of the solder joints a couple of times. Based on your hair pulling on this jig, I opted for 3D printed adapters for my test jig carriage. Right. Well, I'm going to do something. Well, yeah, I can't really do that, but I've got some ideas on how to make things easy. As long as you're not late. All right. Okay. I haven't gone through all the changes to the jig yet. I'm going to go through that now. But, I mean, that's pretty impressive. That's 8,000 boards. This one, which was my other Pi test jig, which is now my test board for the new stuff going on my V2 one, this has done the other stuff. Between these two, they've tested, I think I'm up to 14,000 close to 15,000 tiny picos, these two test jigs, right? I mean, I can't really complain about how well they've done, but they're getting really tired. Like, I'm having to, like, I'm not sure if you can see here, I've actually stuck 2 screens. They're dead screens, right? I've stuck 2 screens here to stop the pogos from getting pushed down so far, to stop them from getting destroyed all the time. Right, now, if in Bruce, that's interesting. Like, with Limor, yeah, I mean, if they need more test jigs, she can put someone on it and they can just make test jigs, and it doesn't matter. As long as they can churn through boards, that's fine, right? I don't have... And they're also using... They do their testing very differently to how I do my testing. And they're using Teensies, and look, they've got some really hardcore coders there as well, right? I mean, you know, they got people that get down to, and they just code stuff in assembly and whatever. Like, that's not me. I'm doing my stuff in a much higher level. But they're also not testing like ESP32s and stuff on those test jigs. They can't flash, they can't do, from what I understand, you know, ESP tool and do complete like flashing and installing firmware, like, and stuff like that through a Teensie, right? I think they're using Raspberry Pis now for doing more stuff like that. So, okay, so the idea with the new board is, now I've turned the board on an angle. I actually turned the board on an angle just for the sake of the screenshot on my thumbnail, but I'm going to turn the board back around again. So just bear with me. Assuming I can line it up. Okay, so the board actually, I've turned the grid off. Just want to get it right at 0. Okay, so the board sits in this orientation. Let me just put things back. What do I do? Should be standard. Okay, so it sits this way where, as you can see up here, that's the head of the Pi. So that kind of lines up with like this, right? So the board would sit here. It would go directly into here, and it hangs out the front. So I'm going to have a wider footprint. It's going to kind of be like this. Right? Can everyone see that? I know it's small on the screen. It'll hang out the front. And then the adapter sits at the front section here. And what I'm going to do is build a mounting block that sits above the PCB, and that's what the clamp will go on. And the idea is I'm going to center the boards, which I didn't do for my original. So all of my adapters, do I have a spare adapter? No. All of my adapters except for my Nano, let me just switch cameras back. Except for the Nano, which is in the middle, right? All of my adapters are left aligned, right? So like my Tiny Pico, where's the Tiny Pico? I had one here a minute ago. Right. So my Tiny Pico sits like this. So there's my adapter, but the board's to the left, right? The same with the Feather S2, right? If I go get a Feather S2, that's kind of centered because of the size of the board, right? My Tiny S2, you can clearly see here, is sitting... Okay.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
I said sitting, not the other word, right? It's left aligned. So the problem is I got issues with the jig. So I'm going to make all of my boards center aligned on the adapter. Hey Gerald, 42. So that would mean that all my clamps will be centered, which I don't have right now. which is another problem, which is why I need all this custom stuff, which is really frustrating and why it makes it so hard to switch them over. Okay, so the idea is that and my adapter board is now facing to the right. So the USB comes in the right now, not the left. And the reason I did that was, sorry, I turned too much off, is I've got now the USBs. I'm going to keep switching cameras, sorry. So right now, and everyone's like, freaked out about it. I've got a USB from here that comes all the way around to here, and then it comes in there and then out here to go to there, right? And that's how I plug the board in. But now, everything's going to be, all the USB is going to be on the right-hand side. So this USB here will come out and will plug into the adapter here, right? And then I'll have one that comes out next to it that plugs into the board. And so all the USB is nicely and neat on this side. And then hopefully, maybe I can get even smaller USB connectors or something to make it not stick down so far. So that's what these are on the side here. Michael, I saw your question. I am, assistant's not the right word, but yes, I am. I've not been able to hire anyone because of lockdown, and I have no idea what's happening with my business going forward because of the silicon shortage, but I am quite keen to bring some help on. Hey, Quixotic Geek, part-time, maybe full-time, I don't know, part-time leading to full-time. It really depends on the person and their skills, but I'm struggling. I can't get everything I need to get done. Like I finally put my next revision of my tiny I2C clock and counter into JLC yesterday. Like weeks and weeks and weeks. I couldn't get to it. I couldn't get it finished. Well, it's a decision I made ages ago, Peter, but it's not been like, I was about to do it the first time, and then I had to run out and buy a whole bunch of components because the silicon shortage was starting, and basically spent all the money that I'd put aside to bring someone on components. And then lockdown started, and then I've done it again. Like, you got no idea how much money I've just spent on components. Like, insane amount of money. I was telling my patrons the other day, like, we were adding it all up. Like, over 40,000 US dollars I've just spent on buying components to be able to keep manufacturing. No, Quixotic Geek. I'm explaining what I'm doing at the moment. No one, apart from Mark, no one's jumped in to tell me I'm wrong yet. So all the USB is on the side. I've moved my through-hole RGB LED to an SMD RGB. I've not hooked up the Pi yet. I don't have time. It's on the couch. I've honestly just been building boards. Building packing. Like, I was sitting there late last night, more labels. Like, I just bought another 3,000 bags. If you're doing it right, then you're doing it wrong. Okay, well then I'm always doing it wrong. Wait, but if I'm doing it wrong, then am I doing it right? Okay, I don't know, I'm confused. So I've gone for surface mount LED. I'd love to find a surface mount button so I can do less soldering. That's another thing, these buttons are failing now. So I don't know how many pushes you're supposed to get on these buttons, right? But these are failing. Like, I have to really push them down hard now. Like, I've had to resolder a few of them already. Question is, will silicon shortage affect us as hard as forecasted, or is there some gameplay? Yeah, I don't know. So, like, some parts are becoming available at a higher price. My concern is, will the prices ever settle? So I'm less worried about getting parts now than what I was. Like, there was a period for about 3 weeks, a few weeks ago, right, where I couldn't get anything. Like, everything was unavailable. Like, yesterday I bought 5 reels of LDOs, like 15,000 LDOs I bought yesterday, right? And I'm tempted to buy another 15,000. I know that sounds insane, like 30,000 LDOs. I go through a stack of LDOs, right? My Feather S2s have 2 LDOs on them. Right, all my other boards have at least 1 LDO on them. My S3 boards are going to have 2 LDOs on them. And I managed to buy them at just under double the price, right? Which I'd rather have them than not have them. The issue is, will the prices go down, or is everyone's price going to have to just go up? Like, will it settle and become a new normal? Like, will products that people used to buy for $20 that's now going to be $25 or $30, right? I'm just whatever. Will they stay at $30 from now on, and will the new pricing be the new pricing? Is this like a reset, or will prices go back down to pre-shortage space? That's what I want to know now, right? Not because I'm investing a stack of money right now. Like, I found Flash. I can get Flash, but it's almost 3 times the price. Now, between a little bit of my price increase and me wearing the difference, like, I can do it. Like, but do I really want to go out and buy a stack of Flash at that price? Will it come down again? You know what I mean? Like, how crazy do I go? Right? When you're talking about the LDOs at double the price, the line item is still, sub $1, right? Or sub 50 cents. But when you're talking about Flash that's now $2.50, or CP2104s that are $3, right, instead of sub $1, I can get CP2104s, no problem. But how many do I want to buy at $3? And then what happens when the price goes back down again? Well, lumber prices have started to adjust. If that's related indicator, probably somewhat related. Sure, there was a massive shortage on lumber for ages. And okay, so it's good to know but that's because they've caught up to supply. I don't know if they're going to catch up to supply with the silicon shortage without companies having invested billions of dollars to get there. And they're going to want to return on their money. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I have to pay tax or GST, on anything that comes in, like from China. Like, if I buy something from AliExpress, I have to pay GST. But I get to claim the GST back. So, yeah. Hey, did you call things? What good for 50 to 100 million key presses? Oh, Cherry MX. I could put a Cherry MX key on there, I guess. Yeah. Didn't think of that. Well, so much chat's gone past. Maybe a good shout. Unexpected maker. Have you considered? Right. Yeah. Like, no. I hadn't. Might be a good option. Yeah, because these are they're not great. Yeah. Right. The Brits have created, or they're starting to build fabs. In the US, they've passed that bill, stacks of money they're throwing at it. Lots of countries are throwing money at it, but it still takes time to build fabs, right? And they've got to find people to run them. It's going to take a while. And then, $12 to $18 billion to build a fab. I'm just switching back to here. I'm going to get back onto this, by the way. Like $12 to $18 billion to build a fab over 2 years. These companies want their money back, right? They're not going to make their money back making jelly bean transistors. You know what I mean? The Brits are doing it because they imposed economic sanctions on themselves. They have, haven't they? Silly Brits. Yeah, you can get generic keycaps. You can get all sorts of keycaps for the MX switches. Yeah, okay, so I'm just reading back. I've missed a whole bunch of chat. They'll go back. They might take some time. It's called a free market, says Cable Tie. Yeah, that's fine, but I have to be really careful where I put my money, right? There's some components I need to invest in. And, like, it pains me to invest at 3 times the price when in 6 months' time, like how many do I buy at 3 times the price? Right? I can't just buy them as I need them because then they won't be available. Right? Like if they're available now, I need to buy them now. Like there's going to be an opportunity for me to buy CP2904s soon, very soon. And I know the price and I know how many I can get. I can get enough to last me a long time. But do I want to at that price? You know, like once those are gone, I might not be able to get them again for 6 months or more. They're already an end-of-life component. So do I really want to put that much money into it? Yeah, that's what I don't know. Wasn't it 15? What's the opportunity cost? Well, it's not opportunity cost. It's an interesting thing, right? Okay. The flip side is, I think to myself, okay, well, I can go out and buy a bunch of CP2904s and I can keep making tiny picos, right? Do I really want to make that many more tiny picos? Like, by myself? Do I really want to start another run of 2,000 tiny picos? That's the question. I really don't want to. I don't want to go through the pain, of making another 2,000 tiny picos myself, right? Why? Because at the same time, I need to make 1,000 feather S2s, and I need to make 1,000 tiny S2s, and I need to make 500 nanos, and I need to, you know what I mean? And while I'm doing all of that, I've already sold 2,000 tiny picos. I've got an outstanding order for that many tiny picos that I'm not fulfilling right now. Yes. Right? So that's the thing. One part of my mind's going, do I really want to do that? I just came off, over the last few months, like I've made no videos, right? Over the last few months, no joke, I've built like over 6,500 boards myself. Like it's yay, I'm making and selling so many boards, and oh my god, it's killing me. Do you need a manufacturing quote? Do I need it? From who? What? Right, so my opportunity cost is negative if I factor my time into it. And here's the thing. I don't mind doing it, and I'll do it, but while I'm doing it, it's all consuming. I can't do anything else. I can't get the tiny picos manufactured somewhere else. But that's I'm not even going to go into that conversation. That's my problem. Like if I'm spending months and months at a time and I'm making boards, no problem. If that's my business, that's fine. But I'm not working on anything else. I'm not working on any other projects. I'm not making videos. I can't even get my test jigs redesigned. You know what I mean? My other ideas are just sitting there. Like that's the penalty for me. Thanks, Mark. Trying to keep me on track. I'll get back to it. So that's the penalty, right? And if I bring someone on to help me, which frees up a bunch of my time, that's fine. But then I have to be super careful with what I'm like. If I'm putting that money towards a person, I can't put it towards components, and therefore I have less to make. It's just, if there wasn't a silicon shortage right now, I would have already made the jump and would have brought someone on somehow, in whatever capacity, assuming lockdown would have been okay, and I would have already made that move. I was ready to before the silicon shortage, but that's just really thrown a spanner in the works. Any other exotic shippers? Well, what was it? Hey Gary, in the long run, you probably are paying about the same. Bought a not ejected new carpet. Yeah, it's not cheaper for me to use a CM. It's not. What it does is it frees up my time. But the penalty of freeing up my time using a CM is super long lead times. Super long. Assuming they can even get parts right now. I have to pay up front. And I've got no agility. And I get no... like, most of my boards, I design stuff sharing parts, right? and I get no optimization with a CM on sharing parts. If I want them to build 2,000 tiny picos, they order parts for 2,000 tiny picos. The fact that there's a part on there that also gets used for, let's say, a Feather S2, right? Unless I'm ordering X many Feather S2s at the same time from them, there's no sharing of parts. And there might not be sharing of parts anyway. They quote them independently because they might run them at different times, right? There's no agility. Like, so I had an order that came through from Adafruit and they said, hey, we want these and we really need them by this time, right? I made them and, well, they're still sitting here because DHL didn't pick up yesterday. I got a phone call from them last night apologizing. They're coming this morning, right? But I made them and it's shipping to them and they'll get them faster than half of the lead time it would take me to wait for a CM to do the work. There's no agility for me using a CM, right? I wouldn't have the business I've got now. I wouldn't be able to supply to any of my suppliers like I currently do if I was using a CM. And if I was using a CM, I'd have to invest, looking at my backwards at my tiny picos, looking backwards at my Feather S2s, which are quite expensive, right, to make, like the flash and the RAM and stuff, I would have had to commit to like 10 or 12,000 boards off a CM to make sure I had stock when my customers wanted them. Like, think about how much I'm tying up. Where here, I can build 100 at a time. I get an order for 100, no problem. I don't have 100, I'll make 100. You know what I mean? You're just talking to the wrong CMs or paying too less. Correct. So, when I'm going to deal with tier 3 or tier 2 CMs, that's the problem. I won't have that problem if I deal with a tier 1 CM, but tier 1 CMs are twice the price. You pay for that flexibility. Right? PCB way, forget it. Make a fab, forget it. Like, they're not capable of making what I want at the speed I need them, at the price I need them, and share my components and do all that type of stuff. It's not going to happen. So, yeah, we should have an FAQ about it. Okay, so let's move back on. I'm sorry, I did divert. I'm getting back onto this now. So, I'm sticking an IPS screen on it, as you can see here. I'm not going to use one of the OLEDs. The screen isn't really that much bigger. If anything, it's slightly smaller than the OLED, but it's higher res. I can fit more detail on it, and it's color, which will make it easier to spot things, right? So I've got a little color screen on the front here, and I've got stacks of those. Now, with the adapter, I have added these extra headers on the side, which I'm passing I2C into. So technically, on the adapter board, I can have something I2C. Business model is production level dependent. I need agility and flexibility, and I need to know I can make any production run at any size at any time, and I can take something off the line and put something else on the line whenever I need to suit myself, right? That's why I do it myself. But my expectation was never to be doing this number of boards in such small time span, right? That's what's, that's the impact. So, right, that's why I need help, yes. And look, I'll be honest with you, if there wasn't a silicon shortage right now, I might have even looked at a CM for getting a whole bunch of tiny picos made, right? Just outsource that 2,000 lot run and get it out. But the fact is, there is a silicon shortage, and I can't. There's lead times are insane. They can't get components, and price-wise, like I'd make a loss on every board from a CM right now. Victim of my success. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So basically, I just need to route this. Like this is, I think, everything I need on here. Thanks, Jay. I appreciate it. You need a like-minded work partner, then you have 4 hands. Right, that's the thing. I don't want, like, people are saying to me, you should get someone to run your line for me. I don't want someone to run my line. I want someone to add value here that can do more. Like, I don't want another Sion, because that would be the worst ever. But and I pity anyone that has to work with Sion. But I want someone. Taking on a member of staff will slow down. It all depends on who the person is and what their knowledge is to bring them in, right? Yeah, let me see if there must be a footprint for Cherry Max, and if not, I'm sure Adafruit have got one, right? Okay, let me just have a look. Oh, that's big. I'm trying to keep the schematic neat as I'm working, but I don't even know what I'd search for. Cherry. No. That would, yeah, I'd have to. So Adafruit have got, let's have a look. It's over here. Oh, right. I also, before I forget, I found new pins, pogo pins I'm going to use. These are the ones I'm going to use. I've got a bunch in my shopping cart. So these are a Milmax, and they have the right plunger diameter, 1.07. I needed 0.97 or above. Hey Ross, how you doing? Yeah, long time. I hope you're well. Yeah, I understand that, Exotic Geek. Like, I've employed staff before. Like, I've had anywhere from 2 to 50 staff before in my previous businesses. Are these the ones you use, Mark? Okay, that's awesome. Good to know. It took me a while to find the right size that had the right plunger width, but were narrow at the base that I could fit in 0.1 inch headers. Yeah, I need a complementary. Yes. I need someone who can think and who can work autonomously, but also, you know, take direction, but also has input. I don't want a drone, and I don't want just someone mindlessly standing on the line doing, like, you know what I mean? If I'm going to bring someone in, I want someone who can add value. But I've discussed all this before. No, people don't, like, staff don't. It takes time, absolutely. And you've got to change your work. I've employed staff my whole life, so yeah, I'm fully aware. Anyway, they're the ones I'm going to use. I'm going to do the leverage Adafruit thing here. So, Cherry MX. I'm sure they've got all sorts of keycaps and keys and stuff. I'll buy some keys off them. I think they've got a board, and I like they've got their switch things that you can just unplug and replug a different key in if the key fails. I'm sure they've got a PCB. I need someone fluent in KiCad, do I? I thought they had a PCB. Oh, here we go. Okay, so they've got their little Neo one. I just need something with a footprint. I just want to grab the footprint. So, learn guide. So I gotta say, if there's people here that don't support Adafruit, you really should support Adafruit. The fact that they make products, they put a learn guide together, and then you can go to their download page, right? And that's not what I wanted. Hang on. No, I went to the wrong guide. They've got guides, and they've got... Oh, click too far. Let's try that again. Damn it. I put me on the wrong page. And then they release all their files, open source and stuff. Like, really, they totally deserve to have everyone's support. Except I can't find... Maybe they don't have these up here yet. Okay, it looks like they don't have any of their PCBs with their mechanical keys. Johnny's here! Yay! Okay, does anyone know where I can grab an MX? Eagle Cherry MX footprint. Switch footprints to support various MX or ALP switches. Clue board. Cherry MX Eagle. I kept Mr. Rickroller as a mod. I did, actually, yes. Because although he does post Rickrolling stuff, he actually does moderation stuff. Oh, is that doesn't, they look too complicated. I don't want to make the footprint. I want to use someone's existing footprint, proven footprint. Cool. Plenty of MX footprints in easy EDA. Okay. So which one's just the standard one? Is there a standard? I don't need an LED on it. So it'll just be this one here, right? Well, converted to the latest Eagle format. Okay, we'll try this. Cherry, check SparkFun switches built into Eagle. Really? Do they have one? Okay, hang on. If that's the case, I'll just use that. I do have all the Spark Fun, don't I? Why is this not sorted? Oh, maybe I don't have the Spark Fun ones loaded here. Okay, that's why. Just let it load. Fetching library updates. Adafruit has Eagle files on their GitHub. Yeah, I didn't look. Yeah, I knew they had it. They just didn't have the link on their page yet. I'll see what SparkFun I've got. So what's it in? SparkFun being switches. Okay. So now SparkFun switches. But I don't want the LED one though. So that's the LED one, right? Do they have just a standard? No. I guess I just don't use the LED portion, or is it a different thing? Anyone know? Like, can I put a non... you don't have to use the LED holes, but so the rest is still compatible? I've never owned a Cherry MX keyboard. I've never used... God, they're big. Okay, that's going to be a problem. Which direction do they sit? Is this the correct orientation I've got now? Okay. So this is my button 1. So delete that switch. And Bruce is posting stuff to Discord. Okay, so is that right? Did I put them the wrong? Oh god, I put them on the LED. Okay, my bad. Sorry. Try that again. Put on the switch this time, and not the LED. I'll need more clearance. Yeah, I know. I'm going to have to... Can I turn it the other way around like this? Any idea? Can it be one way or the other? I'm going to need a lot more clearance. Yeah, that's the only problem. It's pretty big. Catcher, did you cool things? Thanks for joining. It's good to see you. I hope everything's well. You're going to the doctor? I mean, I can make the board bigger. I can make it longer. I was just trying to make it still as compact as possible. But how much room is the button going to need? That's the question. That is the question. I don't have one here. I don't have a keyboard that's got a switch on it. Orientation is relevant. The keycap rotates 90 degrees on top of the switch anyway. Okay, that's good. Good to know. Thank you. Just for convenience, I want to have this on that side. That's all. So this is the outline for the button. Like that should be the size. Oh, right. So Bruce is posting pictures to the live stream on Discord, to the live stream channel of MX Key. Okay, so there we go. Right, my concern is with the keycap on, how much more space does the keycap take? So it hangs over the white area quite a bit. Why is there a plus and a minus? Because for an LED, it also supports an LED, one of those lit up keys. But I don't need that. You see, that's why I thought this needs to be rotated, right? Because if you look at the picture, see where the LED is? Like, won't that orientation then dictate the key direction because of how curved the key is, right? Or can this go in any direction? Right, the key can just sit in any direction because of that cross. Okay. 18 by 18 is correct. Okay. So 18 by 18, I'm pretty sure. Oh, by the way, I'm finally pretty much in millimeters now all the time. It's taken a really long transition. Really, really long. But, going to measure. Right, so 18. So I got to work out just give myself clearance. So I need 18 that way, and I need 18. Can I copy a measure? No, I can't. That's annoying. Okay. And I need 18 this way. Yeah, that's a lot of space I need. Wow. I'm going to need more. If I'm going to have clearance, that's a little annoying. Hey Gerard, how you doing? Why are you hungry? I don't know. Why are you hungry? So what does everyone think? 18 by 18? That's enough clearance there for the button. I'm worried about the adapter. The edge of the PCB. I might have to drop it a bit more. Yeah. Didn't like me doing that. Hang on. See, this is that limitation on the board size, right? I have to keep shifting things, which is a bit frustrating. Wow. It's a bit frustrating. Because a part can't go outside of the 0 by 0 area. Okay, so I've got enough clearance there. Hey, Stefan. Didn't I have two? No, the user buttons are over here, or there's a soft power, and the user button is here. They're out of the way, because they don't get pushed much. This is the start-stop button. Right, this is the begin the test jig. These ones are just side push buttons. They get pressed one time out of every 100 or more that these ones get pushed. Okay, so I reckon the screen... Now, I need to flip this screen. This footprint was designed to sit on the back of a board. I need to change the orientation of these, I believe, to get them around the right way. Because I'm going to just solder the cable onto the top and then just flip the screen over and stick it down. Hey Chris, how you doing? And hello to anyone that I haven't said hi to that's jumped into the stream when I wasn't watching. I can print my own keycap, sure. I could have no keycap and just push the what do you call it button, right? But it'd be nice to have a keycap. I could do a different colour keycap for each test jig. Just to eat and 4 lamb samosas. Ooh, yum. So I can't think of anything else I need other than I'm going to need mounting holes for the plate that's going to sit on there for the that's going to hold the lever, the clamp. So I'm probably going to want, these are currently they're designed for 2.5 millimeter screws. I probably want something a bit sturdier. Maybe 3 mil. Do they make Hall effect push buttons so your contacts don't wear out? Well, like could probably put a touch sensor on and just use a touch. But yeah, I don't know. I think Cherry Max would be the right way to go. Is Jaco going? Catch you later. Have a good sleep. Thanks for joining. keycaps 18 bar, usually 19 millimeters, used to allow 1 millimeter between each. Right. Okay, so yeah, thanks for that, Bruce. Yeah, I've got, there's the 18 by 18, so, I think that's enough clearance. MX are rated for 50 million keystrokes. Yeah, I don't think I'll need 50 million, but you never know. So yeah, I need mounting holes for these. And I probably want to have them consistent. Like I probably want to set myself up a block that's a standard size, 44 by 28. Why don't we make it 42 by 42 by 30. 42 by 30. Right, and so this will be a 3D printed or whatever, maybe I'll get it machined at some point, but like a 3D printed block that'll screw into the PCB, that'll take pressure off, flex on the PCB, and then the clamp will mount to this. So, and what I can do is even put like a slider on it so I can move it side to side. Brian just tweeted, he's got his little display showing when people are on live. He just tweeted, look at that, live now, Unexpected Maker. Thanks, Brian, if you're watching. Might not be, I don't know. Oh, Anthony's going as well. Catch you later. Thanks for joining. Okay, so we want to move these to the corners. Actually, we want them to be inside. Probably a bit more clearance. And I thought about doing one in the middle, but I might actually do it like this, right? So it's nice and stable. Oh, you got what CNC did you get? I'm so close. Sion is alive. Sion is barely alive. Hey, David. Hey. Quindor, how you doing? I really want to get one of the carbide. One of the new carbide CNCs. But, yeah, I got nowhere to put it, and, yeah. Okay, so that's where the block's going to go. So I need to have holes in the PCB to support that, and I need to make sure I route around them. Okay, so we need to double check these, that I do have to actually flip the footprint. So I'm going to do that now, before I forget. Can you imagine if I didn't flip the footprint for the screen? I'd be screwed. So open up another Eagle session, and I'm going to go to my display shield. See, it's designed to go on the back. So if this was at the front, If I flipped it, I think it's got to be flipped vertically as well. Where did I put that? The screen that I had in my hand. Okay. I tried. Wait, no. What's that gonna? What are you gonna get that to adjust? There's nothing visually you can see. So I need. So this is the here, but I need it to be the other way round, right? It's gonna be. Do I have a spare screen? Let me just grab a screen. Right, so here's a screen. I'm going to do it this way and then fold it over and stick it down like that. Right, which means the right now the headers for sort that way, I need them to be that way. Does that make sense? So I need to flip them vertically. What? Who's going? Oh, catch you later. Photochromax. Everyone's dropping like flies, but I think everyone's just tired, which is totally fine. I'm also tired. So I need the ground to be at the bottom. Yeah, I need it the other way around. Okay, so what I need to do is open footprint. Whoa, why is that so like that? Okay, that's crazy. Oops, sorry, I didn't switch screens. So here's a footprint, and so what I actually want to do is microbuilder TFT, microbuilder. So it's this guy here. I'm going to duplicate it and call it flipped. Okay, and now on this one, oh really? I want to keep them in the same spot though. I gotta just gonna draw an outline around it. So I can keep it in the right spot. Roughly in the same spot. Okay. I could have just wired them up instead. Okay, so save that. And now I can come back to here. And what is the package called? Device is microbuilder display. So microbuilder display. So if I open this up, oh, it's already there. Cool. Make sure it's, so if I update the library, the heat in Europe makes everyone sleepy. Possibly either that or my voice makes everyone sleepy. Right. Did I not flip it? Or did I already flip it? Ground 3 volt LCD Mosey. Maybe I already flipped it. No, because they're not flipped. Oh, it is. That's LEDK now. Right. Yeah, there's contacts on both sides. Yeah, you can see here. There's contacts on that side, which is that way, and then there's contacts on that side. So I should be able to solder each side on. Either one, doesn't matter. Not sure. So it looks flipped. Okay, I might have already flipped it and I didn't realize. How embarrassing would that be? So it was ground 3.3 volts LEDK. With Mosey on the bottom. I don't think I flipped this one properly. I don't know if I actually flipped this properly, so I need to... I'm going to delete this. I'm going to add my new flipped one in. And I'm going to copy from that one. So, library update. Verb not present in the new version. That one. Okay, so this is now ground 3.3 LEDK, where Mosey is down the bottom. That doesn't look right though. Because this one had Mosey down the bottom. No, because the screen's the other way around. It needs to be flipped because... So this is the back of the board, right? And the screen is designed to go to the front. So the screen's on this way. See the orientation of the screen? I want the screen to be this way. So... Right, maybe it doesn't need to be flipped. I just basically want to do this. So maybe it doesn't need to be... Oh, God. I think I need another coffee. So if you look at this board like this, right? Okay, if I just do this, then this is the direction. Right? See, this is facing the wrong way. See, the screen's this way? I don't want the screen that way. I want the screen that way. Does that make sense? Does that flap indicate the bottom of the screen in normal orientation? What flap? I guess so long as ground 3 and LEDK is at the top, which it is, this is correct then. Okay. So this looks like it's going to be correct. Okay. It's all a software issue. That's what I thought. I thought I had to rotate at 180. Which I have. This is the flipped version, right? See Mosey's down the bottom, which is correct. If I put this back to the non-flipped version, then Mosey's at the top, which is not what I want. So it does have to be flipped. I was right that it needs to be flipped. But I didn't realize that I already flipped it. I didn't, right, that's the thing. Hey Brian, thanks for your tweet. I showed it on the stream before. I'm not sure if you saw. Okay, so let's start laying this out. I need to get all this out the way. LEDK. Be nice if these are all. I don't need dimming, do I? Right, so on my here where I've got all this set up, I'm pretty sure that I've got it's the screen. I'm pretty sure I've got GPIO 4. Just hooked up to 3.3 volts. Purple is going to, I'm pretty sure that's just going to 3.3 volts. I don't even need to put do I even need the transistor to control? Catch you later, Ross. Thanks for joining. It's good to see you, mate. Take care. Do we need the transistor? I feel like it's a waste. I really feel like it's a waste, but I just don't. We definitely don't need a GPIO control, do we? Oh, it is bucketing down outside, and it's almost coffee time. What do you think, folks? Is it coffee time? .4. Just at least align them all. No one's going to answer me. Oh, it is coffee time. Hey, Eric. How you doing? +1 for coffee. I definitely need another coffee. Wow. It's torrential outside. I can't decide if I want to put this on or not. I just really don't think I need it. Look, I'll wire it up for now, and I'll worry about it later. Come on. Can it be a different part if it's working same? No, I'd have to wire it differently if I was going to do that. But I'm going to wire it up. Like, big deal. It's a transistor and some resistors. Like, I've got plenty. But, where's my grid spacing? 1. Okay. Yeah, I might change my mind on this. Come on. I definitely need to change my grid spacing. That is just terrible. Can I hear Sion's rain? Probably. It's loud. It's really loud. So a lot of this stuff is just a mess, which I need to fix. Then my pull-ups. Size are they? Yeah, I don't quite know why my pull-ups are so... traces are so big, but... Oh. I'm gonna set my 254.45. Hey, no fee. If it ain't broke, fix it till it is. It's pouring for you as well. Okay. And I also need these. Oh. Yeah, I'll clean all this up after, but don't really like doing traces through resistors, but I'll deal with it. Okay. So that's those. It's my load switch. Like these, all these USBs are all screwed, as you can see. So USB power. Okay, that's controlling the power from there. 2.5 volts. Right, I didn't realize that's in the way. Sorry. Okay, it's a V plus out. Okay, so that's V-bus out from the switch, and that's the enable, and so that should be TP Tiny Pico. Fred's going as well. Catch you later. So I have to remember how they are working. D plus and D minus. Where are they? Okay, D plus and D minus are here. Okay. Don't really have to worry about making sure that the lengths are right. I probably don't even want that one there. I probably want that in the middle. So okay, so I'm routing D plus and D minus through to the pins for the nano. God, look at this. Terrible. Okay, so fault needs to go up. So I've got a lot of stuff to move up. What do you do with your USB shields? Connect them anywhere? No, I connect them all together, but they're not grounded. I don't want to create a ground loop. Got to be really careful with USB. I mean, ideally, I'd have them grounded on my dev boards to dissipate heat. And on the Tiny Pico, I do have them grounded. But you've got to be very careful about creating a ground loop when you plug them into something. So in this case, I keep them connected but separate to ground. Okay. So I have to get all this stuff back up. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. See, these got a long way to travel. Long way to travel. And I'm trying to keep the pinouts the same as what they were before on my test jig, so all my code still works. Ideally. Wow. You know, probably gonna have to thicken a lot of these traces. Beep it out. Test ground. I probably, yeah, want to make these traces thicker. Yeah, I need to make... Okay, coffee. Should we do coffee? Let's do coffee. I'm just going to thicken this trace. Hang on. I don't know how thick I can make it to go through here. Yeah. Got to be careful routing-wise, but yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's do coffee. I'm going to come back and I'm going to continue. I need to get this board routed. It's going to take ages. I might not be able to get it finished on the stream, but I'm going to make a really good job of it, okay? Coffee time. One day I'm going to actually update this graphic. Maybe. Okay, we're back. Bruce is having a beer. 10 what? From when? Yeah, sorry. I love a good mystery though. Now it's coffee time. What do you do with you? Okay, right. Always whenever I come back, it starts dropping frames, but then it comes back. Okay. Come on, stop dropping. There we go. No? Steady. No. Okay, I'm gonna... Yeah, no, it's just OBS. I don't know what the deal is, but keeps... Oh, I don't know. I don't think I could trust people coming up with a custom coffee break screen. Sure. Do we want to do a competition? And obviously the stream viewers vote on the winner. I don't know. I reckon you'd vote on something pretty crazy. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Okay, so back to this. Oh my gosh, there is so much to route. Seriously. Like, I don't even know if I can get some of this stuff. Right, these aren't even on the screen, on the board. How funny is that? They're probably not even in the right spot anymore. So move some stuff around. So this fault stuff is on the other side. This test 5 volts, that's not even there anymore. I mean, it's there, but it's on the other side. Right, because I added some caps, didn't I? How many have I added? So that's... Where is test 5 volts? Where's the actual test 5 volts? Here. Interesting. So, I wonder if I can get all of these out of the way here so they don't have to be on the edge. So I don't have any decoupling caps on my test 5 volts and test 3 volts. Pins that I use to test that there's a hit the auto route and run. No, I don't auto route ever. Yeah, I didn't have any decoupling on them, which was probably a bad idea because like when I'm reading them it's fine, but there could be spikes. So test 5, test 5. I'm just gonna put those over there. Gotta decide where they're gonna go. I probably added too much decoupling now. That's the problem. So you'll see here I've added a 0.1 and a 1, 0.1 and a 1 on each of the test 5 volts and test 3.3 volts. And I probably don't need that. And I'm not... Why have I got a 2K? Oh, that's a 10K. Right, pulling that to ground by default. The problem is my test 5 volts and test 3.3 volts are at the top here, which is why I had my caps up there. Maybe I should just keep them up there. Hey, DIY in the ghetto. Maybe I should just keep them up there. It might just be easier. At least the decoupling and the pull down. Get rid of all these because they're all going to the wrong spot now. So this stuff over here down the bottom for the USB used to be up here, remember? And the VBAT was on this side. So I've moved everything around, so there's some old traces that are all on the wrong spot now. Right. I think I should, if I can, put all the caps back up top. So they're just nice and convenient. I might have to shift them up a little bit, but see if I can get them all in the right height. 10 point, so was it 107? It's off screen, sorry. 107.8. No, make it 107.9. Okay, so they're all at least at the right height. I'll snap their placement later to make sure that they're all together. And evenly spaced. Okay. And I might flip this one because this has got to go all the way down for the fault test down the bottom. So 1K. Could that not just go? Could that not live down here? I don't know why I've got a 1K all the way up there. I don't remember. Might have to look at my old stuff. There is so much stuff to get up there though, like these LEDs. So I'm not using an addressable LED, and I guess I could, but so using an addressable LED with a Raspberry Pi is a problem because you need to be running sudo. You need to be a super user to do it, which is frustrating. So that's why I've opted for not. And I bought some of these LEDs, so that should be fine. Catch you later, 8-bit. Thanks for joining. Didn't even know you were there, so didn't say hi. I apologize. Hope you have a good sleep. I'm going to route all these along the outside if I can. I don't know if I can get them all in. I mean, these are a long way they've got to come. Really long way, which is frustrating. Right. Red, green, and blue, except these are the wrong way around. That's annoying. I too must sleep. Catch you later, James. Thanks for joining. I appreciate everyone that it's super late for everyone, like in Europe. Like, hey, Technubilis, to measure voltage, add an R divider and a C circuit. What? I'm not measuring voltage. I'm checking that the voltage is present. That's all. Oh, my 1 and 2K is my voltage divider. I just remembered what that was. It's only 12:30. Yeah, that's pretty late. That really is pretty late for most people. Where's my voltage divider? Here. 2K and 1K. And that's what that is. So where is my R2 and R6? And of course I deleted my little things, but there's my 2K and here's my 1K. So I want to move that out of the way. And I want to... Okay. One piece to be done. Divider or resistor in series will slow down voltage spike, as you said you might have. The voltage divider or resistor in series. I don't necessarily have any spikes. I'm just saying I didn't put any decoupling on, and I probably should have. That's all. Yeah. I'm not saying I need it. And I probably don't need 2 caps. Whoops. I don't need 2 caps for decoupling. And I'm probably going to make it just the one. And I should do that now. But... yeah, it's just that it's probably just safer to have. Okay. Like, it's not going to hurt having decoupling on there. Okay, and that's my... Okay, this is my test. I'm going to have to reroute this so many times to make sure that I can get everything to fit. Because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get it all to fit. Hey Mike. Catch you later, Quixotic Geek. Thanks for joining again. Appreciate it. No buzzer speaker on this version, or is Sam going to announce the status? Sam's not going to announce it. This will not be connected to Sam. No, I took it off. I might put a buzzer back on. I don't know. I've gone so long without a buzzer on them that I'm not sure I need it. Hey Richard. I wish I could forget it's Wednesday. Okay. So I need to switch the... should I just... Oops. Maybe I should just bite the bullet and switch the red, green and blue output here so I can get them in order. Red and blue. Right. So now I should be able to get these in order. Assuming I can squeeze them all through. Nope. Ah. Well, I can always bring these back a fraction. Although if you're testing a board and get distracted around the office, it can continuously beep to remind you the next board. Yeah, look, it could, and that's was my purpose for it last time, but I still have managed to live okay without. I'm going to shift these back a smidge, just to get this through. I could probably make the traces a bit thinner. Whoops. Okay, that is annoying. Let's try that again. Sometimes this snapping stuff in Eagle is really frustrating. Okay, so that's our RGB done. Okay, soft power, which is here, needs to go all the way around to this over here, which is annoying. The days do all blur together, don't they? Okay, so test 5 volts, test soft power. I need to get test 3 volts out. As I said, this is all going to have to be rerouted. Like, I'm going to route it the first time, and then I'm going to... No, I didn't want that. And then I'm going to have to reroute it again. Because I reckon the first routing is going to be terrible. Now, VBAT out. VBAT out's all the way at the top now. It's all the way over here. VBAT out. Wow. Power enable. Can you get this power enable all the way around? Make sure I leave room for the ground. See, this is all the way over here. This is my worry about the routing. I'm going to get myself into spaghetti mess so badly. Test ground. Okay, test 3.3 volts, number 3. Or number 2, I should say. So this is for the second, if I've got a second LDO. Hey, GrooveJet. No, we're not hot. We're freezing here. We're in winter. It is super cold here. I wish it was warm right now, but nope. Okay, button 2 has got to come around. Button 2 is over here. I'm gonna have to lift. I mean, PCB stuff takes ages, right? So, yeah. Where does it need to go? You wonder why I don't have time to get all this stuff done. And now you know why. Because it just takes ages. This is why I've been putting this off. I knew it was going to be a reroute nightmare. Eagle, let go. No. Okay, V-bet out. This needs to be thicker trace. Hey Alan, good morning. And this has to go all the way up here. Really don't like jumping like this. I'll fix it later. I just want to get it routed. Where's that going? All the way up to TP 5 volts. These some of these traces are so long that, like, because the board's a decent size, that I'm a little bit worried. Oops, like I'm generally worried that I'm going to have a fair bit of inductance on them. Et tu, Brute. Like, that's going to have to be, I mean, that's 0.5 millimeters, but probably have to make that thicker. Okay, I haven't got any of the all grounds, any of the LCD stuff here yet. And they're grounds and grounds and grounds. See, that's, I've blocked that off. Width. here, but on the phone. So what is this? MCP reset. Oh, how am I going to get that over? CP reset. What? No, wrong size. See, look. I'm making spaghetti. See, I got to double cross again. That's not good. This is a mess. An absolute mess. But will it blend? That is the question. Okay, SCL and SDA. I haven't even got I2C hooked up. Oh no! Yeah. I can take them the other side. If I put VBAT enable through the middle here instead, I can free up the red. Oh, look at the question above. Not wanting to distract, but may give a new route to what you're doing. Which question above? Oh, it may be a daft question, but why can't the pi be spun 180, so the headers are in the middle of the board to shorten most of the runs? Well, because it flips everything, so then all the USBs on the other side. And like I need to completely flip everything around, and and because that's where I need the clamp to be. Like the clamp for the board has to be sitting here. So if the pi was spun around, the headers would be here, and the clamp would have to be too far away. So it's got to be this orientation. You have broken routing rule number 1, horizontal traces on one layer, vertical on the other. So that's not a rule. That doesn't exist. That's number 1. Number 2, this is not the final routing. So the way I work is I route, I don't care what it looks like, I route everything and make sure it can be routed. Oh, catch you later, Francesco. Again, didn't see you, sorry, but have a good sleep. Well, it's more than just a clamp issue. It's potentially also stability. But yeah, I spend a lot of time thinking up this design to get this to work specifically with the case that I want to use it with. No, it's the clamp and it's the orientation of everything. Yeah. I mean, this PCB is not that big. Excuse me. It's twice the size of a Raspberry Pi. It's not like a motherboard, you know what I mean? But it's yeah, these... Anyway. So I'm going to route it the first time, and then I'm going to... once I can then picture it all, well, once I can visualize what everything looks like after it's been routed, then I go and reroute. If that makes sense. No, I did not want to do that. Damn. Forgot to cross. Forgot to cross the beams. Actually, I don't have to cross the beams. I lied. I can come from the other side because I've got... I mean, that's terrible. This whole junction here is absolutely terrible. I got that. It's because it's a daughter board. It's a son board. I mean, I'll redo all this. This is disgraceful. But again, I want to get everything in and routed. I want to make sure everything's reachable. And then I will clean it up. Ground. I want to get everything on except for the screen. And then I'll worry about the screen. Nothing that hasn't been done before. Fat supply lines and some just decoupling. Right, on long high-speed lines. I2C is not that high speed, but... The SPI ones might be a bit of a problem. See you, Richard. Good luck to drop off. Like, I've still got the buzzer pin here. So the problem with the buzzer is that the Raspberry Pi can't do PWM properly at a high enough voltage. Like, it can only do PWM at 3.3 volts, and it's barely, it's terrible. Just can't get any sound out of a buzzer properly. So I'd have to hook up an amplifier, like put an amp on the board and then run the buzzer off an amp. Is SPI faster than I2C? By a million. So I2C, although you can technically get to, I think you can get to 800 kilohertz or maybe even a megahertz on the standard. Generally, it's either 100 or 400 kilohertz. Generally, where SPI, like I run my screens at 8 megabit or I think 32 on my Reflow Master. Yeah, it's order of magnitude faster. Barely past blinking LEDs. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So yeah, it's considerably faster. So I'm more worried about the SPI, but even the SPI I think will be fine. So the reset. See, I don't want to do a hop through there. Where's it got to get to? MCP reset. Right, I've already got one here. So where's that? What was I just routing from? Got MCP reset hooked up already. Not sure why I've got this hanging off the edge here then. Probably don't need that. This test jig looks interesting. What is it for? So this is a redo. This is a new version of my multi-board test jig. So a new version of these ones that I'm already using that's designed to use adapters for testing different boards. But my first revision, although it works, it has some issues to do with the multi-board part. It doesn't make it easy, so I'm currently redoing that. Okay, let me start getting some of these broken out, at least. I want to get them down to here. My backlight does not need any particular speed, so I could probably put that there. There's a lot of pins, unfortunately, that need to go to this screen compared to what I had for the I2C screen. I wish I could get like a color LCD that's I2C. Catch you later, Michael. Take care. I mean, that'd be really nice. Now, that's another thing that I thought about using that I didn't do. Oh no, Mark's quitting. So I've marked the Raspberry Pi UART on here, which is often tricky to get working, but I thought that possibly I could use the UART pins somehow. Like if I put a second, like I thought maybe on some of my boards, like my S2 boards, I could stick a CP2904 on the adapter and have serial out. Actually, I don't even need a CP2904. On those ones, I could just do the UART pins, like TX and RX, UART 0 on the ESP32S2 has output. I could connect them to the TX and RX of the Pi, and I could have a serial connection to it, and I could read the default serial output. Catch you later, Mark. Yeah, I'd love to catch up when you're not sleeping. Have a good sleep, though. So that's why I've marked those pins, and I might look at doing something like that. I'm not sure. Okay, so I need to get all of these over, and I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet. I guess in no particular order. Oh, and before I forget, I need to pass through here power. If I'm going to have if I'm going to have something on these adapter boards that I can detect, I need to do it with separate power, because the 5 volts that's coming into the board to test the board with is turned off at the start, because I'm using that load switch for fault detection. So I need to pass separate power, so I forgot about those. And I've got 2 spare pins that I don't know what I'm going to do with yet. Anyway, I thought I'd just mention that. The good news is I have 3.3 volts already here. Really? Look at that. That is so frustrating. See, Eagle? Yep. Mongrel? Thank you. Oh my god. No, forget it. I'll fix that later. Let's fix that later. Okay, so I need to get all of these, the screen routed. I'm gonna bring everything around the side for now and work out where they're gonna go. Oh, everyone's dropping. Catch you later, cable tie. Time to log into work. Okay, enjoy your day at work. Hey, Jessica. Hope you're well as well. I'm currently working on a new version 2, V2, of my Raspberry Pi based multi-board test jig. So it's for my test jigs I use to test my boards, my production boards, before I ship them. And I'm reinventing it a bit from my previous version to make it easier to work with in a multi adapter board mode, and to make it sit not as tall, so it's got more stability when I'm working, and also adding a color output screen instead of the black and white screen I had before. Whoops. And the chat today suggested I stuck a Cherry MX key for the go button on there, because I've been wearing out the go buttons. From Mannheim. I didn't get a pick and place from Mannheim. I got from Neoden. My pick and place is from Neoden. Okay. I still have to work. I still have to route those. I need LEDK, but my Neoden's great. It's pretty wild. Pretty happy with it. It's getting a lot of use. The ring that you had. The ring that you had all the problems. Ooh, what happened to my trace width? Not sure what you mean. I'm putting on your favorite screen, Mike. What's your favorite screen? My Charm High. My Charm High is gone. It's gone to a good home. Another electronics maker in Sydney, although I believe the Charm High is still in Melbourne. He hasn't had a chance to ship it yet, because we've been in lockdown again. Yes, your old mate, the 7735. That is the screen I'm putting on there. Okay, so I just need to get these over to there in a neat way. So now we start doing silly, not silly, but oops, did not want to do that. Yeah, the Charm High pick and place. It's gone to a new home, and to someone who is willing to see if they can get it working, see if they can fix it and get it working. And yeah, I'm full steam ahead on my hang on, layer. Sorry, just 1 second. I need to flip some of these around. Yeah, I'm full ahead with my Neoden, which I'm loving. Hey Sam, I'm back. Guess you need to update the PCB Silk as well, assuming it was one. No. So my convention is, this is my first version of this board in 2021. So it's a V2, multi-board tester V2, but this is revision 1 in 2021. So that's the correct numbering in my zany numbering methods. Believe it or not, this is a V1 revision board. I need to get first version of V2. Yes, first version of V2. This is Eagle. I'm using Eagle for this. So no, it's not Easy EDA. Easy EDA is web-based, which is fine. And it's become a fairly good tool, but I learned on Eagle. I've been using Eagle my entire time, even though I am slowly transitioning myself to KiCad. How do I get this one? I feel like I need to move some of these out the way. I feel like I can do a better job already of some of these to clear up some space. So if I go blue through there, and then I can make if I can get them all one color, Rev 1 final, master final. That's exactly it. V2 Rev 1, essentially, yes. Yeah, I definitely don't want to start with easy EDA. There's nothing wrong with it. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. I don't need a third tool. And if I'm going to transition to anything, it's going to be KiCad. Okay, so what I can do is, if I take this all the way down, like this, I know, again, messy, I don't care. What I've done, basically, is I've got all blue here, and I need to make these I can do this. I can go again, if I can clear up a color, which is my plan, then I can easily get that stuff routed through. So if I give myself blue to there, and blue to there, then basically what I've got now, I've got a clear path through here for red, if that makes sense. Now I technically could, if I move these up here, I could make these red the whole way through. So I should probably do that. This is going to be a mess. But you know what? You only live once. I'll clean those up in a second. Yeah, terrible. Terrible, terrible. But I can now switch these back to red and hopefully keep them all red the whole way through. So length is one thing, but I also don't want to have to keep jumping layers. Okay. So now I can go red all the way through, except for this blue one here, which I can bring around. Now these are almost in order, probably not. Yeah, probably not. What width have I done these? I'll fix their width in a minute. I'm gonna try Fusion 360 for schema and PCB. I keep putting off learning time needed. It's just, it's too clunky for me. Look, Fusion 360, having it all inside that seemed like a nice, like something that would be really cool. But the truth is, it's just really, for me, really clunky. See, now that's a problem. I have to work out. So that's how many in? 1, 2, 3, 4. But I could maybe bring that around. Like, I might be able to change the order of these by how I bring them out from the headers. So that one's there. If I can get them closer, it might be easier to see. I really think KiCad's a great long-term investment. Like, you know what I mean? It's look, it doesn't have the ability to, you know, easily bring your stuff like just straight into Fusion to, you know, do cases and stuff like that. I need to get that through there. But its 3D view is pretty good, and just trying to think where I want to bring this through. And this one need to be flipped. Right, I might need to move this now. That's annoying. Sorry, just want to move that over. And it'd be nice if, you know, we could all know a bit about all of the tools, but I just don't think it's feasible to know that, like, too many of them. I'd rather know one exceptionally well, or maybe two, you know, well enough to. Oh, that's annoying. Love the sound of the crows in the background. Yeah, they're pretty noisy. Hey, Colin. Turn the aircon off a bit. 9:15. Almost 3 hours. Let me tell you, doing PCB work on a live stream, honestly, I don't know why I do it. It's very hard to get anything done when you're trying to concentrate on the chat and stuff. It's really easy to get distracted. So what's this one? SPI MISO. Have I got not that connected? Wait. I don't have MISO connected. That's interesting. Right, because there's no MISO. Okay, that's good. That means I don't need that pin. So that means I can cross this. Yes, anytime I set up a stream where I'm going to work on PCB, I think to myself, why am I doing that? Like, I'm just gonna get nothing done, right? Like every time. Okay, so I can move some of these over now. Like there's not going to be, there's no avoiding having to like to flip layers, but the question is, can I get it nicer? And I'm pretty sure I can. Oh, I don't need this one. Okay, that's the EEPROM clock. Right, so I still haven't got my backlight connected. Okay, but I can... I want to just neaten this up. Preferably not route around this hole. If I can avoid it. Tend to PCB route to Bob Dylan for some reason. It works for me. Really? For me, it's no. Yeah, well, trance, whatever. All sorts of music. I used to code to Tears for Fears. Songs from the Big Chair. That used to be my power coding. Like when I used to, in a previous life, I used to often code for like 2 or 3 days straight, no sleep. Don't ask. I was young, and it was exciting. It was my own business, so it was my choice. And yeah, I used to do that to Tears for Fears. Okay. Instrumental only. Lyrics missed with my head. Nah, not for me. I don't mind. I can bop along, sing along. Right, LED. Now I can take this one through. And I should be able to... Although I have to... Right, LEDK is actually not used. What am I doing? It's backlight. Which will be the GPIO 14. That's really silly. I don't need that. What I need is this one. So what did I call? So what was GPIO 14 is actually going to be LCD backlight. Copy. Again, not that I really need it. Did you manage to get sound snippet of John's recent sing of Mission Impossible? No, I didn't. No. Hey, pile of stuff. I'm picturing Xeon coding up a storm while singing Everybody Wants to Rule the World. Yeah. No glazed look. I used to be able to do days at a time of coding without sleep. Yeah. Those were the days. Those were the days. I'm gonna have to possibly flip this around. Would make sense to flip this around. Because then I can get the backlight through here. guess I'll clean that up later. And I can get LED key, which drives it there, and I'm going to have to route 3 volts. I said 3. 3 for 3. Now, where have I got 3 volts? Easily access 3 volts here. Were you coding to save someone's life? No. I used to. Yeah, no. How you doing, Rebel Photon? I so need to mate like Sion. What? Oh, I need a mate. Me too, mate. Need a in Perth, bounce ideas off, get feedback on my first PCB layout. Can I clone myself? You definitely don't want to clone Sion. As I said before, I couldn't work with another Sion. I don't think. I mean, I've you know, as many of you know, I used to have staff, and yeah, felt very bad for them all having to work with me. No, I'm just gonna do. Like I say, I'll clean all this up later, but the truth is, yeah. Now that's 3.3 volts, and this is 3v3, so that's a bit silly. 3v3. My worst period was the multi-day code coffee and power nap, code coffee, power nap, etc. Yeah, no, I didn't do that. No power napping. Kidding, I've done similar efforts. Oh, I couldn't do it now. It wouldn't be worth it now, but back then it was worth it. Like, for me, like I was, yeah. Products in my youth doing crazy hours, but now my body can't handle it. I don't know if my body could or not now, but I don't even want to try. I don't need to do it now, which helps. Wait, what did I miss? I missed one. Yes, I missed one. This one. It's going to be also 3v3. Why is that? Oh, I only did 1 pin. There's 2. Losing my mind. 3v3. Colin, if they're not under any form of NDA. You can always post stuff to my Discord. Lots of people there will help. Personal project. Yeah, I mean, post on my Discord. And I'm happy to have a look. And other people there will. Lots of very smart people on my Discord. At, you know, all sorts of stages of like electronics design capabilities. So yeah, definitely worth posting if you want some help and feedback and stuff. Okay, so that is, wow, that is maybe routed, or maybe not. No, hang on. That's fine, 3v3. I got to route some power. So that's, I need to get 3v3 there. And this is, oh, look at that. I can't leave that like that. That is just terrible. And that is not the, oh. So there's this bug in Eagle. I've mentioned it before, where it's because of the Mac, but it's Eagle's fault. So they do the fancy animations when you click. If I click and move my mouse too quickly, see that? I clicked on 3, but it gave me 4 because they play an animation, and while the animation is playing, if I move my mouse off, it selects where I had hovered after the animation. It's really frustrating. I thought I should just mention that. I don't think it was the need to do it, more the absolute single-minded passion. Right, so for me it wasn't the passion. It was because I could, and because I'd committed to some pretty crazy deadlines for a client for a product I designed for them. And so it was absolutely like my own choosing. And as I said, it was because I could. But I wouldn't want to do it again, as I said. And it definitely wouldn't be worth it for me now. Like at my age. God, that is a lot of hopping. I don't like this. I'm going to have to route this one differently. Because we're hopping, and then we're... Oh, it's only one hop. It's fine. I'm only powering off battery for a couple of seconds just to test that the battery's working. So I turn on the battery and I turn off the 5 volts on the test board being tested, and I check that 3.3 volts is still active. And if it is, that means it's powering from the battery okay. And then I turn power back on, 5 volts back on, and battery off. Yeah, for those that don't know my Discord link, it's on my website, but I will give it to you now. There's a Discord server link at the top, but here is an invite. Okay. So, oh my God, that is just so ugly. And Grunto just arrived on the Discord. Now, why do I have... That would have been left over from when I had that there, so... I've got to clean all the spacing up of everything here, but hey Michael, a little late for the stream, that's okay. 3 hours in, and I'm really close to having this routed as a first pass. Very excited. So I need to get 3.3 volts over. Now what's interesting is, why is nothing else connected to my 3.3 volt pin? Why do I have no error? Why is it not saying, oh, right here, there is, okay. It's here. So 3.3, I might actually just do like a big flood for the 3.3 would make sense. Like right now I'm taking it around the outside. To turn that around, but okay, so it's 3.3 volts, and if I turn this, how about making all Y traces red and X trace blue? Because it doesn't work that way. That's not how you build PCBs. Because that assumes that every order of every pin is going to be always perfectly aligned and never require crossover. and that's just not the way it works. Okay, so if I flood fill this, how many air wires? Let's do a guess. How many air wires are we going to get? Anyone want to guess? 54? Holy shivers. Okay, got 54, got 16. 17. 42 was always the answer. Wow. No consensus yet. Anyone else? Michael's a believer. Oh, it won't be 0. How can it be pi? Really old school double-sided boards had most of the horizontal traces on one side and vertical on the other. Those boards look cool, but needed a ton of jumpers to make it all work out. Yeah, I mean, it's just not needed these days. Like, I'm sure. Would have made sense before you had like EDA tools where you could easily just switch stuff around and stuff on the fly. But, okay, 25. Okay, shall we find out? Here we go. Ready? Set. It's too late. Can't guess. Check. 11. Who was the closest? That would be Wagon Loads was the closest. And a lot of the... Oh, hang on. Most of them are going to be ground because I haven't put any ground wires in yet. I wouldn't want to do hand-drawn layout ever. Right. So a lot of it's going to be... Oh, see, I flipped this around. Okay. That's really annoying. I flipped this resistor. It should have been 10. My silly. I turned the resistor around and I did not wire it up. So that's... Yeah, that's... stupid. Plus. Anyway. A lot of it's going to be ground. Did you call things? That's funny. So, like, okay, no, it's a 3.3 volts. Right, these 3.3 volts are not connected. That's easy enough. And there's also, right, okay, forgot to do button. Yep, silly. And butt 1 needs to go up to butt 1. Where's butt 1? Butt 2? Whoa, where's my butt 1? Second button's... No, I haven't finished that yet. I got distracted by the buttons. Butt 2, where's butt 1? I don't have a butt 1. But. How am I supposed to do 2 buttons if I don't have... What's NS4? Okay, what is that? What is pin number 6 on a Raspberry Pi? Anyone know? I cannot remember. Raspberry Pi pin out. One, two. Oh, it's ground. NGFD. I do it all the time. I go to type so quickly to get to be first, and I mistype. Okay, so that's ground. So I have no idea why that's even marked like that. That's silly. Okay, ground. But, oh no. So I can use one of the Raspberry Pi RX and TX, I guess, if I have to. I could use the EE data, EE clock. I don't need to access the EEPROM. So soft power, that's to shut down. I could use that button also as an input. Oh, and just do the one button. TFT doesn't use MISO, that is correct. But Yeah, okay. So I can use this. I'll do this one, but 2. Okay. So that's another one I don't have routed. Okay. Yeah, I could use long press and then short press. But I was thinking of doing that anyway to have 2 buttons. I really want, ideally, 2 buttons. Yeah. Okay, so now I need to get butt 2 over. No, butt 2 is I need to get butt 1. Everyone hear my compressor? So why isn't butt 1? Butt 1? There's no rat's nest for it. Oh, it's butt 1, not butt 2. Butt 1. Now I have to do it all again. No, I don't have to do it all again. You watch. Watch this. I mean, it's on the wrong side of the board. That's going to really suck. Where do I need to get to? Everyone hear my compressor? Okay, if I separate these, if I part the C's on these ones. Oh, okay. Might be a little bit annoying. Right, I might have to come out this side. I need to get across there. I know they're touching. I need to fix some of these. I'm staying on stream till I get this down to 0 air wires, everyone. Some odd choices to manufacturers. Some are missing CS2. Yeah, that's weird why they'd miss CS, but red. If I bring this there, and I just realized I've got this little guy, go away, okay. Then I can blue, red. Right, okay, so I can do this. I can go blue, red, all the way to whichever one. There, look at that. So don't need that one. Don't need this crazy. Okay. I mean, I'll neaten all this up. That's fine. Okay, so that's butt 2. Butt jokes. Butt 2. Okay, and I need 3.3 volts here. But I've got 3.3 volts here. See, did it again. I wanted 3. Okay, so I can go 3.3 volts from here to here. So, how many air wires we've got now? And don't forget, I've got no ground wires anywhere. I'm just going to stick some ground wires in. I've got no ground wires at all. I deleted them all. So, just for shits and giggles, I thought it was key 1, lol, 4. Okay, 4. Ground, okay. I've got 1 ground wire, just 1 for now. So I'm expecting still some ground areas that won't be touched, like that won't have. Okay, here we go. Let's find out. 6. And I bet you they're all ground. Ooh. Missing a trace there. That's not ground. Must have stomped that one accidentally. Okay, 5. Oh. Didn't hook up that 3.3 volts. Okay. Oh, really? I mean, this is silliness. 2.54. This is just laziness. Okay, so it should be down to 4. So what's that one? D plus D minus. Oh, I haven't joined those together. I haven't joined the 2 USB connectors together. So, you know, that'll make a difference. So that'll be, 3 volts. I don't know what that is. Oh no, D plus D minus, and the shields. Interestingly, the grounds are connected. How crazy is that? So these USB connectors are at different heights. Because you can see the angle there. That's really annoying. Okay, let's rip this up. I now have to put these at the same height. X position. Which is going to mess with all my routing. As in the neatness. Not that it's neat. Okay. Now they're lined up. So, shields. Okay, they're my shields. And it was a 3.3 volt. Somewhere. Which one was it? Over here. No, I'm just going to get rid of these while I'm at it. Where was the 3.3 volts? Oh, here. No? Okay, I've forgotten where it was. I've got to do my D plus D minus. Yeah. Oh. Oh, right. It's an easy one. It's just not connected, that's all. Sometimes it looks like it's connected, but it's not connected. No, not that one. Sorry, I'm moving around a lot. I apologize. Right, this one is not connected because of here. What size is that? Stop misclicking. Okay, so now I just got to do the D plus and D minus. And we should be good. That might be a little bit too close. Yep, okay. Okay, here we go. Let's try again. Okay, no air wires. Drill distance. I've got a via in the middle here. That's a bit silly. That's a very sharp angle. What's a sharp angle? Okay, we've got no air wires, folks. Oops. Yay. That doesn't mean I'm finished. Okay, I need to get rid of a bunch of these little stubs, leftover bits of crap that aren't needed. Look at that. 0 errors, 0 approved. I'm sounded, I'm still streaming. Yeah, I wanted to get this at least routed first pass, which I just have. So no errors. So this is routed, no errors. It looks disgusting. It actually doesn't look that bad. Well, can definitely be improved. Can definitely be improved, right? Speeding electrons. Which sharp corner are we talking about? You're talking about this here? That's not a sharp corner. There we go. This is not final. Like, stuff like this, that's ugly. Like, that's not going to stay. And I've got different track widths and stuff. This was just to make sure that I can route it. That's all. It was just to make sure that it's routable. And I had everything on here. And it is. So, I can do anything I put my mind to. Thanks, Mum. I mean, Dad. I mean, Mike. Know if there's a DuPont female header that work going through the board into the connector. Yes, there are. You can get female headers that go all the way through. They're surface mount, and you can put holes in the boards and they can go all the way through, yes. They're hard to find though, and they're expensive. I take 10% time to route my boards and another 90% days to tweak and reach my level of perfection. I'm exactly the same. Like, there's no way I'd ship this. Like, look at this shit. Oh, there's no way I'd ship this. But if it wasn't routable, like if I had severe problems routing it, then I'd have to look at reassigning what pins are for which things, right? But I don't have to. I mean, this is okay. I mean, other than cleaning it up a lot. Got like a lot of cleanup. Like stuff like this. I mean, what I should be doing here, without a doubt, is putting together a copper plane for my 3.3 volt traces. Is what I should be doing. Like, I hate junctions like this. Like I really dislike. And then these aren't even lined up anyway. Right, and yeah. Yeah, I need to clean all this stuff up. But I'm pretty happy with that. Like that's a that's a sure. I was going to say that's a board. It's PCB. Like that is cool. File. I've been saving the whole way. I control this all the time. Wow, almost 3.5 hours. Oh, it's freezing in here. Turn the heater back on. I have to turn off my OCD when watching someone else route PCBs. Sorry, mate. It's just my process, and then I'll clean it up later. Like, I don't like having patches like this, right, of ground plane missing and whatever. Like, those traces should be closer together to get rid of that blockage and stuff. Now, I'm assuming that the screen will fit on that. Like, with the button there and the length of the screen. I think the screen's going to sit about here. So what I can do is print this off. Let's print it out and oh. What the? I probably only want to keep. Probably want to do top layer. File print. That's better. Black, 100% scale. Print. There we go. Okay, and so there's the board, and now my printer decides to do a clean. Excellent. Let's pull out a bit. Yes, it's super bright. Okay, let's cut it out. Roughly. I'm going to cut the USB connectors, who cares? Should have got a Stanley knife or my X-Acto knife to do this. Would have got straighter lines. Poor buttons. I might actually be able to get this into JLC PCB today. Like, if I reroute it a bit. I've got a whole bunch of boards being made at the moment, so I can just whack this on. Oh, missed the corner. That'll do. Okay, so, looks like a Game Boy, doesn't it? $5 guillotine from Officeworks. A mandatory 3D render view needed to spot the missed PCB layout issues. Well, I can't do a 3D render in Eagle, can I? So, there's my Pi, and this is going to sit right there. His header's pins in the way, and that's how big it's going to be. I mean, that I've probably got room to make it bigger. Like, it can stick further out. Sorry, so that's how big it's going to be. That's where it sits, with the holes lining up on these. Reason for me to learn Eagle. Why? Well, there's no 3D, but in KiCad I can. Only one Cherry MX. Yeah, the other two are sideways buttons. The other two are these ones. Because they don't get pushed often. It's the test button that gets pushed so many times. So as I said, USB now will go from here, like straight to here. So this will be lower. These are pretty tall, but the idea is to get it lower. I have to be careful of the heatsink, or there won't be a heatsink because it's going to be in that case. And to have it sit as low as I can, and then there'll be feet here. Now, is Braden still here? You still watching? I don't know. He might be gone. There's a clamp, right? And then the clamp would be sitting here, approximately. So yeah, I might have to move this down to get it further over. Yeah, I'm going to have to get it closer. I'll have to move some routing for that. Or not necessarily, actually, because, sorry, where the clamp sits is not where this sits. This is to hold the plate on. The clamp will, like the thing that the clamp sits on can be bigger than this. This is just where that's going to screw in, right? I mean, this can come all the way to the edge here. And it's probably going to need to sit like that. Braden's here, right. So you were talking about your 3D adapters, right, for your things. So my plan is for this section here, for my adapter boards, like you see, that's inside this, because I still need something around the adapter board to key the board, right? So the board, I don't misalign the pins and whatever. So yeah, my plan is to build a 3D printed adapter. So it won't just be a PCB, it'll be the PCB with the header pins with a 3D print all connected together, right, for each board. So when I plug it in, it'll have everything it needs as the guide as well. The difference with me and you is your thing clips in from the side, right, where mine still has to go in header pins here because I've got so many pins. I thought about having something that connected sideways into it, but I can't do that. If you want to eliminate a via, the blue line on the top left switch can go out red and eliminate the via. The blue line on the top left switch. The blue line on the top left switch. Which? This one? Here? No, I need to get it. Well, I'd have to route it through here. No, but again, it's got to go. Yeah, I mean, sure. Take it up and around the outside here and around there. It doesn't really matter. It's not. It's a button detection. You said the blue line on the top left switch. Blue line on the top left switch. You said now bottom switch. Sorry, which one? Sorry, I don't know which one you're talking about. I've got bottom switch. Or are you talking about this one? Anyway, as I said, I'll do cleanup. Like I'll probably spend, I don't know what yes means. You mean here? Oh, right, this. Yeah, sure. Okay, I understand what you mean. Right. But my plan is to possibly get rid of these traces and put a copper fill instead. You meant like that, right? Yeah, I only have 12 pins on the prog. And it shines in. Yeah, it slides in from the side, right? Yeah, I can't do that. I've got stacks more pins. A small go pin board that goes from the prog pin to the contacts under the target product board. Yeah, no problem. Cool. Okay, well, we have a winner for now. God, it's late. That's okay. So, I need to clean up all the power pins, all the power traces. And I might put some curvies in for Mike, because he just said. And it does definitely look like a Game Boy. Doesn't it? Hang on. Okay, the screen's the wrong size, but seriously. Oop. It's a Game Boy. Okay, anyway. 3.5 hour stream. Yes, it was long, but I committed and I got it routed. When normally I would have given up halfway through because it was too frustrating. So, to all of you that stuck through, thank you. Appreciate it. It's been a long, yeah. Gonna play me some Tetris later, except my batteries are probably flat. Oh, wow, look at that. Look at that. That's how long it's been since this has been opened. I just opened the back of where the batteries are. Wow. That is disintegration, and it's all over my desk. I should have done that under my, under the camera. Oh, wow. Full on. Full on. I mean, that's an old Game Boy, right? Decade-old batteries, yes. I bet you they're Vata brand as well. My 3D printer adapters are pitched on the sides, so it locks in without any hardware pitched on the sides. Yeah, cool idea. Well, I keep mine normally straight, but it's fine, but yes. That's a good idea. You can't do pitched with a laser cutter. So, does baking soda fix battery leak? I have no idea. I'm going to have to give that a good clean out and get rid of that stuff without touching it. Yeah. Be clean. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for sticking around through that marathon. But I'm really excited that at least as a first pass, this is routed. And other than putting audio on it, which still maybe I'd like to, I need to find what I can put on there though. There's no DAC on the Raspberry Pi, and there's no I2S. So like I'd have to work out what I could actually do in terms of thanks, Emiliano. I'd have to work out what I could do in terms of like sound, or get a non-passive buzzer, just get an active buzzer that I can just turn on and it just beeps. I'm sure I've got like some through-hole ones somewhere, so I could just do that rather than trying to PWM to make a sound. I2C broken out on headers for Hacksaw Edition. What do I need a Hacksaw Edition for this? Anyway, but otherwise, I'm really happy. I've got everything I want on here. And I think it's going to work much better than what I've got right now. Can you see if the screen fits? Oh, that's what I meant to... That's what... Right, sorry, that's why I printed it. Hang on, everyone. This is why I printed it, is so I can... Oh, I just knocked that again. Where'd I put the empty screen, the blank screen? Here, right. Is to see if this fits. Like, or if the button's in the way. So if I fold that over... Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's, I think, yep, right there. So just enough room for the screw and just enough room for the button, which is going to sit higher, right? So it fits. What am I trusting you for? Trust me to break out. I want a t-shirt. I survived a 3.5 hour stream. I'm going to make myself an unexpected maker. I force people to watch 3.5 hour streams. At least it's not a bit loony stream. Come on. Yeah, remember I left 18 mil. Okay, I can move the button over. And I can move the LED over. I've got plenty of room for that now. Like the LED originally... is where it was because of that hole here, right? but because I made this much, the chin of my iMac, I made it higher, I can do this now. Hang on. I can now put this like over here and out of the way, and I can now move the button over. So I've got plenty of room now. See, look at that, solved. Right, and I can even move that over a fraction to make more clearance for that. Can you reverse the button and the parts on the right of the button? No, I don't want to move. I deliberately want this LED away from the screen. Yeah. And I want this LED away from the LED on the boards. Right now on my test jig, the RGB LED and the RGB LED from the test board, the boards being tested, are on the same side. And when I glance at it, it's confusing because I could see something happening, color on one and color on the other one. It's confusing. So I put them opposite sides. So the RGB LED from the board under test is over here, and this is over here, and it's away from the screen. So that's intentional. What? Bradley, program over USB, trigger by TTL. Trigger what? Sorry, what? Who, what, where, what? I don't know what that means. I'm not sure what that means. Now the good news is, sorry I didn't mention, is this pinout for the adapters are identical. It's 180 degrees, but and other than these pins over here, everything on these are the same. So I can use the same design of my adapter boards. I don't have to lay out those. They stay the same. I center the board in the middle of each test one, and I need to add some holes to mount 3D print onto it, and obviously add something on the board for the I2C here to be able to detect what it is. You could move the USB up to align with the Pi one and use one of those U-shaped connectors. No, I can't. This board sits inside. So I don't want it to sit on top. I don't want height. The USB connector on the Pi is here. It's on the outside. I don't want them sitting on top. I have to then make the PCB sit as high as it is right now, and I'm trying to lower it. So yeah, that's why I've got it designed the way it is. I don't need, and yeah, those adapters, you can't get USB-A to USB-C of those adapters. And I'm not putting a USB-A here, and yeah, no, I'm happy with this. This is fine. Yeah. SparkFun breakout board. But I don't know which SparkFun breakout board you're talking about or why. Sorry, I understand my suggestions. Yep. Okay. We're good. I think we're good. I think, yeah. Definitely time to end the stream. Do another toilet break before I piss my pants. There you go. I said it. Wasn't going to, but I'm saying it. So I'm wrapping up. Bye, everyone. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And I'll get these in for production as quick as I can. And hopefully, maybe not next stream, but the stream after, I'll get to build one on stream. And it'll be really good. Okay. Bye, everyone. Take care. Scratch you later.